What's going on, everyone? Happy Sunday. Hopefully everyone is doing well, staying safe, healthy, testing negative for all those viruses, and having a great holiday weekend so far, especially if you're in the United States where it is actually a holiday weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. It is time now for the Sunday edition of the Virus Update for Sunday, August 31st, 2025. If you are new to my channel, welcome to my channel. This is where I do the daily virus update on all those viruses that can make us sick. Let's face it, there's a lot of viruses out there, and you need to be informed of what's going on with these viruses. That's what I do here on my channel each and every day. Today, on the Sunday edition of the Virus Update, we are going to be catching up on things that we have fallen behind on, maybe some news stories that I found that I may have missed. We have some data from CJS. We also have wastewater. That's a big thing here on Sundays, though we may not get to as much of that today. You'll see why in a bit. If you want to stay informed, subscribe down below. If you like today's video, give it a thumbs up. Hit that notification bell. Share this video with anyone you know, and leave your comments down below. Alrighty, we do have a ton of things to get through today, but first, some good news. I'm feeling much better today. Just that little long COVID episode yesterday. Whatever it was, they pop up from time to time. You've seen me talk about it before here on the channel. It seems to, for the most part, it's 9:56 in the morning. So far today, I feel great this morning. All right, let's start off with the news. In the Philippines, the hand, foot, and mouth disease. We've talked about this here in the United States. It's been causing some problems in schools, and apparently they are dealing with a ton of cases over there. The number of hand, foot, and mouth disease cases continue to increase over there, with 2,525 new infections reported in just a week this month, according to the Department of Health. Data from the Department of Health showed that 37,368 cases on August 9th. The number of people who contracted hand, foot, and mouth disease rose to 39,893 as of August 16th. Half of the cases aged 1 to 3 years, health officials said. So, yeah, hand, foot, and mouth disease continues to be a problem over there. It's a problem everywhere, but I wonder how many cases we actually have here in the United States. Does the CDC even actively have a number for that? I think I looked last year when we were hearing about this, and I wasn't finding anything. Alrighty, now moving on to Mesa County, Colorado, where, yes, there are more measles exposures once again, and of course, I will make sure this makes it to the measles tracking thread over on my website. I'll actually show you that thread in just a little bit where we recap this week's updates to the tracking thread. There's been quite a few of them, but yeah, look at all these different exposure points, and yes, symptoms may develop through the middle of September. Measles has been a real problem here in the United States, so not good. Something else that has been a bit more of a problem this year, or at least since I started these virus updates, I'm hearing about them more. Active case of tuberculosis confirmed at a southern Michigan high school. That's right, an active case is under investigation at Coldwater High School in Branch County, Michigan, local school and health officials said. And it looks like the initial starting for this was back during the spring semester. So back during the spring months, but this is very much so still an active case at this time. Ooh, that's a long time to be sick. Children and pregnant women in England to start receiving the flu vaccination. It's that time of year, and over there they're going to start getting vaccinated. I know here in the United States, I've been getting the messages from CVS. That's where I get my prescriptions filled, is CVS, and I've been getting the notifications. Hey, Joseph. Well, everyone knows what my name is. Joe. Data report. I said it back on a video a long time ago. I'm not afraid to say my name. Hey, Joseph, we reserved a flu shot for you. And I will get my flu shot at some point, just not yet. I think the time I'm going to get it is going to be late October. I have a doctor's appointment, and they give out the flu shot at my doctor's office. I think that's when I'm going to get it, because that will provide protection through the second part of winter. Remember this past winter, we had the flu. There was a double wave here in the United States. Well, if that should happen again, if I hold off a little while, that should do me well. Because right now in the States, here in the United States, the flu is not rising. And I haven't heard about the flu rising yet over in England. In fact, we're going to take a look at that in the UK in just a moment. All right, taking a look at this. This really surprised me. California Department of Public Health actually posted this. Yeah, this is really something. Traveling, the U.S. is experiencing a summer COVID-19 surge. Lower your chance of catching COVID-19 by masking in indoor public places like airports and planes. Wear a high-quality mask like an N95, that's what this is, KN95 or KF94 to stay protected. Yeah, so that's really something. California now, someone's going to probably say, oh, well, California's saying that because they're a blue state. So they are. The point is they're saying it, and the fact is they are acknowledging that a COVID surge is happening because, let's face it, there are other blue states. There are other, it doesn't matter how the state votes. Not many states are making an effort to say that, hey, COVID's on the rise right now, and California did just that. And yes, COVID really is on the rise. You'll see when we get to the wastewater portion of this video. All right, my website, datareport.info. If you've never seen it before, maybe you want to follow along what's going on with this sports players being sick, all these other different things. We got a section that does just that. I actually started just recently, like within the last week or two, this tracking thread section. Take a look at this. All my tracking threads that I have made anyhow, and there may be some others that get moved over here, made by other people. They're all in here. We got school illness tracking thread. Like I said, I'm surprised how many people have already viewed that, and we haven't even gotten to the peak of what's going to be coming with that yet. Remember last winter? Yeah, last year's filled up. It was just ridiculous during flu season. How many school outbreaks there were. We got a measles tracking thread. That's very popular. And probably our most popular thread this year so far is sports illness tracking thread. And I got to tell you something. Yeah, it's up to 12 pages already. And that's including the fact I've probably missed something. I mean, I'm not perfect with all these threads. I only add what I find, or some other people add some things. But yes, I'm tracking all this. H5N1. Celebrity deaths we hardly ever get to. Trust me, that is way behind. That should be probably at 10 pages itself at this point. International sports illness thread. We even track chronic wasting disease. In fact, after this video, I'm going to do my search and see if there's anything new on that. But yes, if you want to stay informed what's going on with these viruses, that's a place to do that. If you want to learn, educate yourself about what the COVID virus can do, we have a huge section for that with COVID studies and papers. All right, not taking any more time talking about the site. It's datareport.info. We have a ton more things to get to, including this. I want to get to the UK. COVID this week was down slightly, but the positivity rate was 9%. 1,381 cases, 41 deaths reported this week. As promised, let's take a look at what's going on with influenza in the UK. And yeah, it does not look like this healthcare statistic has updated, but I do want to take a look at the positivity rate. And let's see what's going on with that. It's up ever so slightly this week. It's still below 2%. It's not a big problem just yet. It does look like there may be one age group. Is it the 15 to 44 years old? Yeah, that went up ever so slightly. What is this for the positivity rate? So it's something we'll keep an eye on. But as we head deeper into September and then, of course, October, we'll watch as we get that initial flu surge to start up over there in the UK. All right, taking a look at what's going on in Canada, and I think we're pretty much the same. We showed this yesterday. Yeah, COVID-19 wastewater viral activity level is moderate, flu A is low, flu B is low, and RSV is listed at low at this time. All right, let's take a look at air qualities, and we're doing two things for this today. First, let's look at the live air qualities map. It's really bad in the West Coast U.S. It's also really bad in Western Canada. There's a reason for that. It's wildfire smoke. The East had to deal with wildfire smoke, which came in from Canada back through much of July into very early August, and then that just pretty much shut off, as did the rain here in the Northeast. Let's face it, we do need rain in parts of the Northeast. They're getting some in northern New England, but drought is starting to set in. That's a whole other issue within itself. We are seeing some of this wildfire smoke. It is starting to make its way down into some of the Gulf Coast states now as well. Let's take a look at that wrap smoke model. We haven't looked at this in a while, and I think it's important. And you can see here, not only on the West Coast U.S. are we dealing with problems. Take a look in Canada. Yes, there are wildfires up there as well, and I'm going to use my keyboard to advance this, and you can see that smoke. It's going to continue to be a problem on the West Coast. It's not expected to go away. You can also see here, if you look really close, look up there in Canada, it looks like maybe there's a front. So some of the Canadian wildfire smoke, yeah, that starts to get pushed southward. Let's continue to advance this. And perhaps, if this model is correct, the northern plains, by the time we get into Tuesday, you may start to deal with problems from this as well. I hope it doesn't make its way back into the east. There is going to be that front that is eventually going to come into the east, with bringing some of the coolest air of the season into the northeast. Hopefully none of this wildfire smoke snakes in with that. It's bad enough we got the West Coast and Western Canada. I mean, you can see these purples here. That is really bad. All right, something else we are bringing back to the daily videos. Birdcast. I know, summer went by so fast, but, you know, I saw a post on Facebook the other day. Someone posted 200 million birds. This was several days ago. Already in migration. Take a look at this. Today, even higher. Almost 300 million birds migrating to the south. It's that time of the year. Let me know, for my bird watching fans. Maybe you're in the more northern states. Maybe you're in New England or further up to the north. Are you still seeing hummingbirds? I saw several last night. I sat outside on our porch to get some fresh air, I should say deck. And we do have 2 hummingbird feeders. And I was watching activity at both hummingbird feeders. One over here and one behind me where our garden is. So, yes, we're still seeing hummingbirds here. But we'll have to see for how much longer. The nights have been getting cooler. It was in the 50s last night. Some parts of Pennsylvania got into the 30s. And you can see here, clearly, birds are starting to migrate to the south. All right. Usually on Sundays, or at least as of last week, we don't show EMS data. I have to show it to you today. It's really busy. It's not good. Take a look at this first. Pinellas County, Florida. Yeah, look at all these calls right now. And sick person is showing 1, 2, 3 times. Breathing difficulty showing up multiple times as well. Philadelphia was not terribly busy yesterday. 743 EMS incidents. That is still, it's below 800, so I'm happy about that. Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, 11 EMS calls right now. Not terrible. 1 respiratory emergency. Before starting this video, and this is what triggered me to make this decision, let's show EMS today. Chester County was really busy. I don't know. Is that still the case? I gotta refresh this. I mean, yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, I mean, look at all these different calls. We have someone having a baby right now. Congratulations to that person. But then we have sick person once, a sick person twice. Sick person was showing up multiple times earlier, more than this. A respiratory difficulty showing up multiple times. 1 EMS standby. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on here. This is busy for a Sunday morning. I'm not used to seeing it that busy on a Sunday morning. Let's take a look at Bucks County, Pennsylvania, and see what's going on there. I'm seeing respiratory distress showing on in Bristol Township. Several different things going on there. All right, moving on. We will take a look at the hospital situation. Not too bad here in Pennsylvania. Anything going on in New Jersey? Real quick, we're just going to run through this. Inspira Medical Center, Mannington, and that is it. I suspect Tuesday, all across the country, anything from the weekend will probably start to show up. Tuesday will essentially be the Monday for the hospitals this week. Alrighty, let's take a look at some data now from CJS. Then we will end today's video with wastewater. We're not going to get to a lot of wastewater today. We're going to do more catching up tomorrow because, I don't know, is it going to be a busy news day tomorrow? I really don't know. It is a holiday. And we're going to show emergency department visits diagnosed with COVID. You know, all the states. We're doing that tomorrow as well. All right. Here's CJS's numbers, which we did not finish yesterday. This is the Friday numbers. Starting off with the daily. Florida. Now, this is pretty bad still. Florida had 2,214 new cases and 24 new deaths reported on Friday, including 1 from 2023. It's like they pull a rabbit out of a hat and find cases, or find deaths from years ago. 14,481 cases and 84 deaths reported over the past 7 days. The death count includes 1 from 2024, 4 from I don't know why you put 2024. Is one of that supposed to say 2020? I don't know. And 1 retracted death from 2021, as well as 1,173 CDC reported hospitalizations. You know, I would like to add, these different departments of health are very careful. Whoop, we got to make sure this death well, you know, maybe that wasn't COVID and this wasn't this. They're very careful to make sure that they're perfect with their counts, but they're not very careful to make sure that people avoid getting infected in the first place. It's totally ridiculous. New York, 844 new cases reported today, and 7,378 cases reported over the past 7 days. That does include that big case dump from Tuesday, which I showed you on the dashboard. They do reflect that now, that there definitely was something wrong, and it's been corrected, to go along with 410 CDC reported hospitalizations and 19 new deaths. I think the wild card is, do they get above 500 hospitalizations? I think the answer is obviously a yes. How much further does it go beyond that remains to be seen. Puerto Rico, 883 new cases reported today, and 6,254 cases reported over the past 7 days, to go along with 262 CDC reported hospitalizations and 5 deaths reported over the past 7 days. All Puerto Rico deaths for this week were reported on Tuesday. All right, we got some weekly numbers next, but first let's pause and have a drink of something, whether it hydrates you or not. In this case, we're going with coffee. Yeah, I forgot to start the video off with saying, hey, we're doing viruses and a cup of coffee. That's okay. Let's pause. It's Sunday morning. Let's drink coffee, shall we? Alrighty. Doesn't that feel much better on the throat? Well, it does for me because I'm doing a lot of speaking here. Alright. Weekly numbers. Alabama, 209 CDC reported hospitalizations and 2 deaths reported. California, 10,277 new positive tests, a 21.72% increase over last week, a test case positivity rate of 13%, up from 12.4% last week, 1,462 CDC reported hospitalizations, a 21.3% increase over last week, and 45 state reported deaths. Georgia, 348 CDC reported hospitalizations and 8 deaths reported by the CDC data tracker. Illinois, a test case positivity rate of 6.4%, up from 5.2% last week. 190 CDC reported hospitalizations and 6 deaths reported by the CDC data tracker. Louisiana, a test case positivity rate of 15.3%, down from 15.9% last week. 1,574 emergency department visits, 500 more than last week, 174 CDC reported hospitalizations, and 3 new state reported deaths. Michigan, 123 CDC reported hospitalizations and 23 deaths reported by the CDC data tracker. Almost certainly catch-up reporting from recent weeks. Yeah, states are doing catch-ups as well, as are we here on the virus update. Mississippi, Missouri, 5 deaths reported for each state. Nebraska, a test case positivity rate over the past week of 16.1%, and 699 new positive tests reported over the past 4 weeks. Ohio, 199 CDC reported hospitalizations and 3 deaths reported. Oklahoma, the test case positivity rate is 13.1%, up with a bullet from 10.9% last week, with South Oklahoma coming in at, wow, 26.1%, and all but 2 of the state's 8 regions coming in with a test case positivity rates over 10%. Pennsylvania, numbers continue to rise here in my state. 366 CDC reported hospitalizations and 11 deaths reported by the CDC data tracker. South Carolina, 196 CDC reported hospitalizations and 3 deaths reported by the data tracker. Tennessee, 144 CDC hospitalizations and 3 deaths. Washington, 152 hospitalizations to go along with their state reported tallies of, 875 emergency department visits and 5 deaths on Wednesday. West Virginia, 400 new positive tests. Wisconsin, 497 new positive tests. A test case positivity rate of 9.5%, up from 8.1% last week. 3 deaths reported by the CDC data tracker. Already, the CDC reports a national test case positivity rate of 11.2%, up from 9.9% last week, and 8,871 nationally reported hospitalizations, up from 7,739 last week, an increase of 14.63%, and the CDC data tracker added 294 deaths since last week, and now shows 1,231,440 total COVID deaths since this all started, up from the 1,231,146 it was showing last week. He also puts a note: the 3 most populous states, California, Florida, and Texas combined have 3,600 of the nation's 8,871 COVID-related hospitalizations, or 40.58% of the national COVID hospitalization count for this week. The percentage of hospitalizations from those three states has been slightly decreasing, even though the numbers are still increasing because of increased hospitalization counts from states such as Georgia, New York, North Carolina, and Pennsylvania in recent weeks. Yikes. Wow, some really bad numbers were on that Friday update. All right, let's just quickly take a look. I didn't realize we're almost at 21 minutes already. Let's just quickly take a look at a couple dashboards here when it comes to wastewater. First off, taking a look at Orange County, Florida. And yeah, I need to refresh this. Is this actually? It is. Wow. This is unusual. So we're at the end of August. We're getting ready to go into September. And here we are, Orange County, Florida. All but one region, northwest Orange County, is dropping. All the other regions, yet again, are rising for COVID. This wave is really extending itself in parts of Florida this year. That's not good. And take a look at this. Eastern Orange County, Florida. We're talking about Orlando area. Talking where millions of people go to visit Disney, all these different places. Universal, isn't SeaWorld there as well? All these different places. Look at norovirus in Eastern Orange County. Now I don't believe that's where that is, but Eastern Orange County, norovirus, that is just going up like a rocket. I mean, that is really going upward. That is just not good whatsoever. Chicago, some slightly good news here. On the most recent update, COVID went down ever so slightly. Hopefully that can continue. Taking a look at the CDC update for this week, I'll tell you the good news first. We do see that the Midwest region went downward. We also see the Northeast went down slightly this week. The South continued to go up. And remember, folks, when we're talking about COVID waves, the South is usually the first place to peak. And they haven't peaked yet. This is just... we're not following historical trends at this point. And here's the West Coast. And the West Coast, sometimes it's slowing there. They're also one of the first places to peak. Hopefully the West is going to peak soon. I don't know what's going to happen in the Midwest and the Northeast because all the schools there have opened up. We're having Labor Day weekend. We may see things reverse itself and go back upward once again. We do see the national level did drop ever so slightly, but the national COVID wastewater level is at moderate at this time. Let's just go to a few states here. We'll go to wastewater scan tomorrow. Does that sound fair enough to you? I do want to look at some of those states that we normally don't get to. Alabama at this point is listed very high when it comes to COVID. Now let's take a look at Arizona. Again, we can't see this on wastewater scan. Yeah, Arizona is listed at high. Let's go up to, here's another one we don't normally get to, Montana. I don't honestly know how many wastewater sites they have there. Okay, they do have a few. Hey, you're low at this time. What's your chart doing for the state level? You actually dropped a little bit. Let's also go to Oregon. See what's going on there. Yeah, let's take a look at Oregon at this time. You're listed at moderate, and I got a feeling. I was going to say you're going up, but no, you actually went down a little bit. Let's also go to Wyoming. That's one we don't get to too often. Let's see what's going on there. In Wyoming, yeah, the wastewater levels are listed at moderate at this time, and we do see, Wyoming is continuing to go up. And here's the big reason why the West Coast region of the United States is still going. I believe it's California that's causing it. Let's see there. Yeah, take a look here. The state level in California is still listed high, although it dropped ever so slightly. So that tells me we need to take a look at Washington now. What's going on there? And Washington, yeah, that still went up ever so slightly at this point. Hawaii, good news in Hawaii. We should see that Hawaii at this point is peaking. There we go. Hawaii, and we can see here. Well, actually, Hawaii is peaking, but take a look at that level. Very high, and you can see it clear as day here. Very high listing for COVID, and we might as well just complete the West Coast and show you Alaska. You can see Alaska here is also, they're listed in the high category. How about New Mexico? Let's come down to that. Let's see what's going on there. New Mexico at this time is listed at very low. Now let's go to a completely different region in the United States. Let's take a look at Michigan, shall we? And we see here that Michigan levels, believe it or not, you're still listed very low in wastewater, but again, you did get hit pretty hard in wintertime, so we'll have to see if that means anything, or if back to school ends up causing a wave in Michigan. Remember, sometimes some states go off and do their own thing. Massachusetts, taking a look at that. Yeah, Massachusetts, you're starting to rise faster, and that's not good whatsoever. You have people that will go out to the Cape Cod, and going further north in New England is a big thing for Massachusetts. I know when I'm in Maine, I see a ton of license plates that say Massachusetts, so what's going on in Maine? And Maine is rising. You could rise even more with people coming in from other states. Let's take a look at New Hampshire and see what's going on there. Yeah, New Hampshire went up ever so slightly. And you know what? Let's end today on Florida. We saw Orange County, and let's real quickly, this is a really long video today. Let's see what's going on there in Florida. Florida is still listed very high. Thankfully, on your state level from the CDC, you are starting to drop. Alrighty, folks. That was a very jam-packed Sunday virus update, wasn't it? If you enjoyed today's update, give it a thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, share this video with anyone you know, leave your comments down below, and ways to support the channel are listed down below. I'd like to thank everyone for watching this video, especially those who decided to watch the whole entire video. Wow. Yeah, big video today. Alrighty, I will see you all again tomorrow. We will do more catching up. We'll do emergency department visits. We'll do wastewater scan. Whatever news pops up, who knows? It could turn into a busy news day. I will see you all again tomorrow. Until I see you again tomorrow, stay safe, everyone, and have a fantastic Sunday afternoon. Thanks for watching.